This is the story of losing a girl but winning the war and the mindsets that go with winning. The story starts a long time ago when I was still a greenhorn novice in life and the pretty girl texted me that night. Now, I always hated jumping to conclusions even back then. However, things started looking quite good between me and her. First of all, she texted me, and even though I was a novice, I was still power aware enough that I didn't text to her, yeah, we can do something together or something like that. Instead, because she came to me first, I took the opportunity to make her extend and come to me even more, so I replied, I am going to Club X later. And she took the bait. Second text, she proposed that we go together, and then texting again, she proposed that we meet outside and early. This was very good because the frame was that of a date. We meet very early, we go into the club together, nobody's there, so we drink. Then when people start arriving, we party, we're a little bit drunk, one thing leads to another, etc., etc. That's what I thought, at least. And in the beginning, indeed, it was going very well. We arrived there, she sat very close to me. She was also buying her own rounds. Good sign, she's not there to scrounge. Then another girl I was kind of flirting with and we liked each other arrived also very early. I liked that, by the way, because it was good display of pre-selection. This girl saw me and my date exchange a glass, and she commented, oh, you too, and that was a power move. Why? To understand, you have to think with the psychology of a woman. The frame was that me and my date were sleeping together. But if you think from the psychology of a woman, to sleep with guys you are not in a relationship with frames you as a slut. Plus, since we were not actually intimate, with that frame she will gain one extra notch, which isn't even true, we were not intimate. So what happens there is that most girls with this situation, they tend to deny, they tend to say no, we're just friends. Back then I could see these dynamics, but I didn't yet know how to control them. I didn't yet have the full power university system on my side. How I would handle it today, it's a different topic, check Seduction University. But back to the story, the interesting thing is that albeit I didn't say anything, my date also didn't say anything. So she accepted the frame that me and her were At that point, with that extra green sign, I thought things are going down for real tonight. And indeed, things were further progressing in that direction until the protagonist of this night walked into the club. Even though I didn't have the full deep power moves knowledge, I could see this guy was a real killer. He had that high intensity, piercing, unwavering, psychopathic gaze. I knew this guy's a killer. Back then I didn't have the gaze power move, by the way, but I learned it. It's not always good to have it because actually most women, especially on first meeting, are repelled by it. However, some are very attracted to it. Guess who was very attracted to it? My date. She was attracted to it like a moth to a flame. And I could sense the situation changed 180 degrees from very good to lost. A little bit later, as we moved around, this guy pointing at me asked, is that your boyfriend? Damn, even a game. And this time her answer was very different. I could clearly remember where we were near the bar. Her body language was angled away from me towards him, and this time she was very quick to let him know that no, we were just friends. Bang, shut down in flames. And this is mindset number one. I had no issue with her or with the guy. Mindset. Losers make it about people. Winners make it about the game. Losers are very low level, you and me. Winners, high level, me and the game. Everybody included. As a matter of fact, not only I didn't have anything against her or the guy, but I even respected him. He arrived the night with a bigger group, I was still on my own. He never used that to, throw his weight around, some guys do that. But what I respected even more is that he never even looked at me. And I never looked at him either. And this is how top players play. Mindset number 2. The competition doesn't even exist. Losers get distracted by competitors. Winners focus on constant progress and goals. I'll give you an example. I go out, anywhere I go, I could see a ton of guys who are better than I am, or higher value, or better looking, or whatever. And many guys think that way. And then it's no wonder that they have low confidence and self-esteem. Me, I never even saw those guys. And this is also why I rarely ever get cock-blocked. You cannot get cock-blocked by people you don't even see. Ghosts cannot cock block you. But back to the story now. Albeit I knew that things weren't going well for me, to put it lightly, I'm still proud of how I put up a good fight that night. First of all, I tried not to show how hurt or pained I was. Hopefully I did it well. 2, I tried to show some social proof, even to display some preselection, hugging that girl. This was a picture from that night, by the way. And also when dancing, I pulled her to me, including pulling her away from that guy, who again never even looked at me, he just let it play. But despite the fight, you know, that was gone unluckily. And that night I went home distraught. It was tough. From almost in the bag to took her away from me, it was painful. And I remember that night typing an email to a friend drunk, telling about this story. But in the end, I said, it's okay, you grow and learn. And this is mindset number 3. It was not a front. Deep down, I was happy about what happened. I was happy because I knew I was learning my lessons, growing with hard knocks, and getting better and stronger. I believe that in my core. And yes, just to be clear, there was a thick surface of misery that night. But deep down the core, I was happy and proud of myself for putting myself out there, trying my best despite the losing odds, and taking my loss in stride. This mindset is also the belief that characters are built on losses, not on wins, and often so are skills. Mindset number 4 is that winners maintain that focus on the game for the long haul. Now, when you put all of that together, this also ties to revenge. You are angry, you want to get your revenge, but you don't take it on the individual, or worse yet, on the woman, which is just so fucking toxic. Instead, you take it on the game over the long haul. You focus on yourself and the game and on constant improvement. So flash forward many years later from this story, and a lot had changed. I was not a student anymore. I had moved to a cool, hip city. I was advancing in my career, I had a rotation of women, and I was also getting ready to quit my job and travel the world to become a global player. To me, there was always the next step. Okay, I've done all of this in the West, which is a difficult market, but I wanted to gain that experience at a global world level. And then during this period, one day, I don't remember if I looked for it or if it popped up on Facebook somehow, because we had a lot of friends in common. Back then, people still used Facebook, posted a lot, tagging pictures, and I checked this guy's profile. And I looked at him, where he was living, still in the same city, what he was wearing, what he was doing, who he was dating. And I couldn't help but think, gotcha, motherfucker.